Hey, you guys. I'm giving you the quarantine look. I didn't shave. I didn't shave. But I really want to share a little hint, tidbit, a little secret about intuition and how to really amplify your gifts of intuition. So I was I did this live stream yesterday on Facebook, and I had to like give it the ABC version. But I know on YouTube here I can actually go a little more in depth on how to really like retrieve these like messages and codes and how to like foresee things, because there's a lot of people who get dream visions and people who can they detect or they sense things, but then they don't really know how to hone in and amplify them. So one thing that I always do is I always share, don't judge me on my snack on the bed. But here's my bed, my dream station is what I call it. I have a dream catcher. And what I realized is I had a a bracelet that had magnets on it. And it's over there. Don't judge me. I fell asleep with gum in my mouth, and it ended up on my arm. I tried to take it off, but I have a bracelet in the corner there. It's a magnet. I've also realized this is magnetized, and in my pocket last night when I slept, I can't find it, but I had two rainbow hematites. I'll walk you guys over here. It's like a reality show. So I have two rainbow hematites, if you guys can see there. Those were in my pocket, and I was actually able to hone in on scrying while in my sleep. I've never ever done that before. It was kind of like a next level thing. And so I shared with my friend this morning. I had a dream and I was scrying. Scrying is when you, let's say you have a crystal ball and you do that. But instead of the crystal ball, I was actually using this grid on my bed. Doing, my eyes were closed, but I was doing something like in this motion here. And it was fascinating. Either I was sealing something or I was ushering something in. My intuition led me to ask my friend, hey, what do you think? And he led me right to something, and I researched the Golden Children. So there's a Hawaiian version, and then there's a astral plane version. And the astral plane version, they are the transfiguration of the Rainbow Children. And so there's a conversion period. I guess it's this golden age, age of Aquarius, which I believe will be 2021 when we go into January the 20th on to February. That will have our what do you call that when you proceed? I forget the word of that. But anyway, it's kind of like when we make our completed paradigm shift into this golden age thingamajiggy. How do I know this stuff? Because first things first, confidence is one. You gotta trust what you're saying, even if you are unaware that it's possible that it's gonna happen. It'll be co-created regardless. So anything you could think of can be co-created, because it's there's nothing in space, and we quantum physically summon it and we manifest it. It's conjured in the light. It's reflected in the light. So that's what I always think is it's always reflected in divine light. Because if it's not received in the light, it's definitely coming from somewhere else. And a lot of people get their messages from other sources and entities, and they have no idea what they're tapping into. You can be of the light and still get your messages from another source, but it's not of divine light. So I always just speak it to existence that I always contact source. I always retrieve from source, divine source. The other thing is journaling. I write down all the basics. What is an aura? What is a soul? What is a spark? What is kundalini? What is chi? What are the seven chakras? My interpretation of the higher self, People say my higher self. I say the higher self because it's one in a million. Is it raining outside? It's raining outside? Awkward. Anyway, um, it's like 80 degrees and it's raining. Strange. Intuition. I'm gonna wrap this up. If you are sensing something, it is from a clairvoyant sense of knowing, sense of being. So whatever you know, you just speak on it. Write it down in a journal. If it sounds crazy, most likely you're on track with receiving something. Excuse me. And the thing is, I'm so sleepy. Through your dreams now, this is where we're in the astral. This is where we are in our source, is through the dream state. So in the dream state is where we are doing a lot of this work, because in 3D Earth, it's irrelevant. Like all the spells and people do, and the witching hour and the conjuring, it has no effect, no energy in a third density plane, because everything has shifted into 5D. So we have to go into a 5D multi-dimension in order to do this work. So pay attention to your dreams. Open your eyes, repeat the last thing that you remember 5 or 6 times, and then everything else will trigger. When it comes to predicting things with people, when someone says, I want you to, let's say, for example, if it's a medium situation, like a paranormal, don't do it. But if someone says, I have a family member who passed, I just wish that I knew. And you can actually just go, you know what? I believe I can help you with that. And then you just kind of go from your heart source. And then just kind of imagine yourself on your bed, flat on your back, palms are up to the ceiling. You're meditating. So just even standing up with your eyes closed, imagining yourself in your stasis, you can actually tap in. Your whole conduit of your home is where you can connect to the higher self, because you spent a lot of time in your bed. So let's say, for example, my cousin, there was a woman, she had glasses, she had curly hair, she had a little shawl, flowery dress. I was able to see it clearly because I was able to quickly go into I just had to imagine I was going into my dream state, and I saw this woman, and I was asking for confirmation. Is she light skinned? Does she have glasses? I picture a chimney, a fireplace. I just kept going and going. And the more times that they kept saying, wow, that's correct, that's correct, that's correct, you just want to acknowledge the divine. This is the divine source. So intuition is just very fascinating. Now, when people say, what about the election? What about the president? Da, 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 I always tell a lot of people, when it comes to actors, reality stars, entertainers, it's a show, it's a narrative. We are audience. We're just watching a show. So the only real thing about it is that people do get sick and people do die. And it's blood on their hands. But anytime we intervene with our anger, frustration, all these negative fourth dimensional feelings, or these 3D Earth feelings, it has no resonance with that level, because those people are on another level. They have too much intel and too many things that they have ethically performed, whether it was good or bad, that graduated them to the level they're at. So you have to go above that. You have to intuit somewhere higher. Where I always tell a lot of folks, do you really want someone good in position? Like personality wise, nice? Or do you want someone who knew how to trick his taxes and can know how to, can cheat the system for everybody to get some money? Think Robin Hood. Think of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, giving back to the poor. So that's another intuition thing. It's not taking guesses on the negative consensus of somebody's character. It's really trying to look at their performance and their body language and their eye contact. And usually with people's eyes, if let's say I know a lot of folks on YouTube, they will have their videos where they're talking like this and they're over here and over here. And that's how they do a lot of their videos, because they're all over here and they're talking over here. And a lot of times the message is not conveyed or it's not felt because they're over here looking over here. But if I turn my face and direct it forward, people can feel what I feel. You can sense what I sense. The realness are in the lines of the eyes. Anyway, so I'll get more into this dialogue tomorrow. I'll show you guys some techniques that I do. And you guys have a good rest of your day. See you in the next video.